A's Extra.
Welcome back to the Anglers Extra pregame show. Chatham visits Hyannis today, couple of moments away. It's time for the Manager's Show alongside Chatham manager Tom Holliday. Emmanuel Berbari with you. Tom, 10 walks for your pitching staff last night at Orleans. How do you assess that type of pitching performance?
You're not beating anybody walking 10. I had 11, so you had 10, I had 11. You're not going to beat anybody doing that. And when you give people that kind of an opportunity to score, all it takes is one base hit, and they put an ugly number up. And through 6 last night, we had a really good ball game, and then it just kind of caved in. And there's nothing all you can do about it is visit with the guys and try to figure out what's going on. And your mind wonders. You think, is it all about lighting the radar gun up, or is it? I have a hard time thinking the guys can get overly nervous up here, but it still has guys that are draft eligible still have a lot on the line right now. So I don't know. I mean, the game got away from us on the walk, and we made a couple mental mistakes again. And I've been saying all along that if we can just eliminate mistakes and mental mistakes, because physical mistakes are going to happen, and if we can do that, we're going to win. But we crumbled last night in the same area that every time we've done that big walk thing, we've lost. So can't do that.
In the 5th inning, a crafty play orchestrated by Orleans turned into that rundown play. How did you ultimately see that unfolding, and what should have happened once the ball was thrown through to second base?
Well, it's the oldest play. There was nothing crafty. It just that's been going on since whoever invented this game invented it. The bottom line was as soon as the shortstop threw the ball to the first baseman, and he took off after him. When Brown made a commitment, he must have forgot we had a runner at third base, because that's where it blew up. Shortstop has to take him all the way back to first, even if he just start to play all over again. But he had the runner at bay. He couldn't go anywhere. Then as soon as he flipped to the first baseman, Brown just completely, lost track of the reason they did it. And by the time he runs down and out, they score a run. So those are the things you take for granted that kids know when they come up here. And if you ever coach this game, you understand, don't take anything for granted.
Matt Hogan and Maxwell Romero, the Vandy duo, made their debuts for your team yesterday. What do you see out of their at-bats as you try to space the lineup a little bit?
Good ABs from both of them. Romero loves to play. I like that. Hogan is a left-handed bat we needed. Again, he hasn't had very many at-bats. I've seen him swing the bat. If there's a hitter in him, he's going to get a chance to show it. And, more than anything else, I'm trying to stop making moves. I'm trying to get some guys that are going to be here for the rest of the summer, and then we'll just live with whatever happens. So, I really like Max behind the plate, and I feel like we have 2 guys behind the plate right now that everybody feels good pitching to. So I still hope Parada comes back, but at least we're safe back there. And, good catching makes good pitching. So, last night was okay. We were okay.
Talking about lineup variants, you add Danny Cerretti, who had that pinch hit at bat, to the lineup in the leadoff spot today. How do you value that, adding lefty bats or switch hitting bats who can space the order? How important is that to you?
Well, switch hitters, that's a hard thing to do. Very seldom you get a switch hitter can hit really well from both sides. More than anything, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get first base locked in until Grice gets back. And, I'm not satisfied with either guy that we're playing there right now or that I've played there right now. And Benefield has played some first, so we'll move him over today and we'll get Cerretti in the lineup. And, again, I'd like to get somebody comfortable in the one hole so that we can, maybe generate some early offense. We really haven't. I bet if we check our batting average in the one hole, it's not very high. Really, really low. And again, our batting average is really, really low, but the one hole hadn't done a whole lot. But again, trying to build a lineup. I guess we're 11 games in and still searching. But again, we took 2 out of the middle and had 4 guys not show up. So this is just going to be a work in progress.
You talked about some pitching nerves earlier. Someone who hasn't had them is Adam Tullock. You've had him for a couple of summers, and he's been really dominant in his first couple of outings this season. As you look at his progression, what has stood out to you?
Well, he's fearless, and he goes at the strike zone. He pitches off his fastball. He does a lot of the things that you teach. And, you know, if you're going to make him a finesse guy, an over-finesse guy, then I could see where you might run into issues. But, boy, when he gets moving, his ability to move his fastball in and out and really go up and down is really good. And he works quick. He does have a good breaking ball, but he's throwing more fastballs than breakers. I think that last summer it was teaching him basically how to use what he did have, and he came off drive line. He jumped his velocity a bunch, and he really didn't know he could throw that hard. So now it's just like watching him. I think he's growing every time he pitches. I would invest in him if I was a pro team. I would jump all over him if I was a college team, because he is in the portal. And, you know, he's like the guy that can't wait to get to the yard every day to learn something, to do something. Those guys are hard to find. I mean, he's not one of these kids that like, oh, I got to go to the ballpark today. I'm not pitching, but I still got to go. He comes even when he's not pitching, and he works on little things. That's just my kind of guy.
Why is he commanding the ball so much better now?
You know, maybe because he's comfortable. He's never been in a cape before, but we don't over anything here. Cookie just talks his normal South Texas tongue to him, and you know, I just tell him how good he is, and when he does something goofy, I tell him it's goofy, and I think he likes being talked to straightforward. And again, he's a kid that likes to be taught. He likes to learn. So, you know, we cut the BS out. We don't lecture to him through 10 other guys. We tell them exactly what they don't do well, and they got to go to work on it. I mean, that's, if you want to say that's the beauty of the Cape, then that's the beauty of the Cape. But I think it's the way that the majority of us older guys on this staff teach the game. I mean, you know, if you want it, you're going to get it. If you don't want it, you won't get it. So we lay it out, and then if they want more, we give them more. So, that's a good question, Manny. I wish I could give you a textbook answer to that, but style maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way we handle it.
Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck today.
You bet.
That's Chatham manager Tom Holliday on the Manager Show. Let's send it back up to Ben Schulman.